Gracias.
Hey guys, we're back again for episode 5 of the Chile Ride series here on the Spanish Dojo channel, which documents my cousins and my motorcycle adventure across the country of Chile in January of 2020. If you haven't done so yet, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Remember that this series is available in both English and Spanish, so if you prefer, solo haz clic aquí arriba para ver este episodio en español. In the last installment, we covered a ton of regions: Valparaíso, Región Metropolitana, if you count it, O'Higgins, Maule, Ñuble, Biobío, Araucanía, Los Ríos, and the northern portion of Los Lagos. Here, by contrast, we'll actually spend the entire episode in one region, since we'll just be moving a little bit farther into Los Lagos. This northern part of Los Lagos is still within the Zona Sur, or southern zone, so the climate is the same as previously mentioned. Also, note that as of the last part of the previous episode, we're now in the area that's more broadly referred to as Patagonia, which will be the case throughout the remainder of the series. Our story picks back up during our ferry ride between Caleta La Arena, which is where we left you last time, and Caleta Puelche, which is the dock on the other side of the estuary. This is still January 19th, and we're still technically on Route 7, which is the Carretera Austral, or Southern Highway. It's only about a half-hour ride between these 2 points, and it was nice to float along and be able to just take in the beautiful scenery of this area. As the ferry was getting turned around so that it could dock, we headed down to get our bikes ready so that we could take off. Once the ferry docked at Caleta Puelche, we made our way off the vessel, up the ramp, and back onto the asphalt of Route 7. After leaving the docking area, the road hugs the coast for a little while, which offers some pretty views. Things were a little slow moving at first, but the next portion of this road ended up being a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that very enjoyable stretch ended rather abruptly in some not-so-friendly gravel. The good thing was that this gravel portion didn't last too long. Well, it seemed long at the time, but as I look back now, in light of some much longer gravel runs that still awaited us on this journey, it seems pretty short in comparison. Anyway, we eventually made it past this little hiccup and got back onto the asphalt and some more beautiful countryside. It was still the afternoon when we reached Hornopiren, which is where we would board our next ferry. We expected this one to be much like the previous one, but that wasn't the case at all. Trips were much less frequent for this one, and we learned that we would have to wait until 5 o'clock in the evening just for the ticket office to open so that we could buy our tickets, and that the ferry wouldn't actually leave until 11:30 at night. On the bright side, this gave us an opportunity to hang out and meet some fellow riders in the area who were in the same boat, or at least would be later that night. We met this Japanese guy by the name of Toru, who had ridden all the way from Vancouver, Canada. We also met this couple from Colombia, Andres and Paula, who've ridden large portions of South America. We were able to do a short interview with this couple, and they have a Facebook page called Rodamos Sin Fronteras, which I'll provide a link for in the description for anyone who's interested.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Paula Andrea Patiño,
Andrés Hincapié. Venimos de Colombia.
de la ciudad de Cali.
Nos vinimos de vacaciones a viajar en moto. Venimos desde Cali en moto. Estamos lejos ya. Y vamos hasta Ushuaia.
La gente nos ha parecido muy amable, muy cordial, se parece mucho al colombiano.
Sí, yo creo que la gente tiene mucho que ver.
Y vamos a pasar su moto aquí. Esta es la moto que llevan.
Mandarles un saludo a quien sea que nos esté viendo. Saludos desde Hornopiren, Chile.
Y siempre bienvenidos en Colombia. Nuestra tierra los espera.
Saludos.
Andres was actually a big help in getting us all organized once the ticket office finally opened. Once we had our tickets, we looked around for a place to eat and hang out until 11:30. Hornopiren is a serene little town with some spectacular views, so it certainly wasn't the worst place to have to wait for a few hours. I thought it would be cool to take a little license plate tour of all the places represented in our little group of riders. David and I found a cool little mom and pop place to have some lunch and take in the fresh air. I also struck up a conversation with a really nice guy from Argentina named Daniel Espinosa. We chatted for a while and he also let me do a brief interview with him, so here's Daniel.
Hola, buenas tardes, soy Daniel Espinosa. Soy de Argentina, de un pueblo llamado San Martín de los Andes, en la provincia de Neuquén. Ahora estamos en Hornopiren, esperando la barcaza como para seguir a Caleta Gonzalo. Estoy paseando un poco, conociendo acá el sur, voy para la carretera austral que me dijeron que es muy linda, así que para allá nos dirigimos. Vengan a conocer acá el sur, que es muy lindo, y saludos a todos.
At this point, the only thing left to do was hang tight until dark when the ferry would arrive and we could begin to board. Tengo para las dos motos. Esta.
Ya,
Esa es la mía.
19. Vamos.
Gracias. The crew got everything strapped in for us, and then we just waited for the other passengers to board, including this big semi. Due to the ferry process, not a whole lot of ground was covered in this episode. I think it was 80 or 90 some miles, but that's only if you count the ferry rides. Our actual distance covered on the bikes was only about 35 miles. But, as you can see, we had a great time enjoying the adventure and hanging out with our newfound friends. Once everyone was on board, we settled in for our 6-hour overnight ride. This would take us from January 19th into the wee hours of the morning on January 20th, at which time we would continue our journey on Route 7. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. Once again, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Click up here to continue with the next episode of the Chile Ride series in English, or if you would like to practice your listening comprehension by rewatching this same episode in Spanish, solo haz clic aquí abajo para volver a ver este mismo episodio en español.